What's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Diana and I'm the creator of Money Boss Mama, and on this channel I talk about all things money. But in this video I wanted to give you guys some tips to help you confidently go after your money goals, even the ones that really scare you. And I noticed that whenever I'm talking about mindset, like I get really good feedback on those types of videos. And mindset is something that I am incredibly passionate about. And so I'm going to be making more videos as well because no one talks about the behavioral side of money, which is the majority of money management. That's what it's made up of, behavior for the most part. So we're going to get into some 4 tips to help you guys tackle those money goals that you really want to set, but you've been too afraid to. Tip number 1 is don't look left or right. And this one is extremely important, which is why I made it number 1. Like, girl, you've got to put your blinders on. Put your blinders on so you can look straight ahead of you, kind of like the blinders that they put on the horses. And that's to restrict their field of vision for protection and focus, because who's on the left and right side of you? Other people. And when you start looking at other people and what other people are doing, that's when the comparison starts. That's when everything just goes straight to hell, because you start comparing yourself to others, and it opens up others to dump their opinions, their thoughts, their beliefs on you. And you in turn are going to start adopting those opinions and beliefs as your own. And whatever little confidence that you had is going to be sucked away, and you're going to start to doubt your ability to do whatever it is that you want to do. And when you allow other people to dump their opinions and their doubts on you, and you try to adopt them as your own, like, you're never really going to feel in alignment, because those are not your own beliefs and those are not your own thoughts. And just like with the body, it tries to get rid of whatever foreign object or thing is in the body. Like, your body is going to try to get rid of those thoughts and those beliefs, because they're not your own. So you want to make sure to keep your focus, tunnel vision, keep moving forward. Don't look left or right. Don't look down, because that is the past. Girl, the past is the past. The past cannot go where you're going. And if you are a believer, make sure to look up as well for your guidance. Tip number 2 is to dedicate just 30 minutes a day to becoming 1% better. I feel like a lot of our lack of confidence when it comes to money goals is tied to fear. And fear stems from the unknown. It stems from what we don't know. And we are creatures of survival. And what we don't know is a threat, right? And I remember when I started my debt-free journey, my first one, the one that failed, like, I was so weighed down by fear, because I just did not know how this thing was going to work out. I did not know if I was going to be able to do it or not, or what other people were going to be thinking of me. But one thing I wish I would have known in the beginning was that I needed to build awareness. So I want you to build awareness, but also start taking action, moving your feet as well. And one way to do this is to dedicate just 30 minutes a day to doing something that's going to make you 1% better than yesterday. Set that intention every single day to do a task for 30 minutes. And this could be checking your bank accounts every day before you jump on social media. This could be tracking your spending so you know where you're spending, where your money is going, basically. And this could also be something like researching a money topic for 30 minutes a day, a money topic that's really intimidating to you. And then when you start building awareness around that topic and around your finances, you start to build confidence in yourself, because you know what's going on. It's not so in the dark. It's not so unknown to you. Like, you're starting to feed your mind and build yourself at the same time. And that's also taking action. You're also walking towards your goal, but it's kind of camouflaged by this simple task. And I know that change is very scary, especially when that change requires us to require more of ourselves, and we often feel like we don't have the time. But if you have time to scroll, which I know a lot of us do, then you have time to dedicate just 30 minutes a day to improving your finances and ultimately yourself. Tip number 3 is to be intentional about who you share your money goals with. This one is important. It is kind of like a continuation of number 1. Y'all, your vision is your compass. Your vision is incredibly precious, and not everyone is going to see your vision. I want you to accept that. Know that and accept it, that not everyone is going to see your vision because it's not for them to see. And a lot of times people are going to respond to your goals based off of their own experiences, their own beliefs, their own perception of things, not yours. And you have to be very mindful of that. Be mindful of what you are digesting from other people because they often respond based on their situation, not yours. But I also, at the same time, I do not believe in the whole, move in silence and then pop up whenever your money goal has been accomplished. I don't believe in that mentality we're trying to sell to people nowadays. I feel like people need people. Community is vital. It's super important, especially for walking this journey because it can be incredibly lonely. And I will say that I had that mindset, that whole move in silence mindset. I did play follow the leader on that, but when I analyzed it and kind of broke it down, scratching the surface of it, a lot of times people who adopt this mentality, I feel like they adopt the mentality because maybe they've been let down multiple times. It's like a coping mechanism. Their defense is to move in silence because they feel like if they share their money goals, then people are going to start, putting their doubts on them. And then they're going to start doubting themselves and then they're going to get distracted. That's totally fine. But I feel like you need at least one person who shares the same goals as you because they're going to offer you a new way of doing things. They're going to give you, different viewpoints that maybe you did not see before. And they're also going to be someone that you can lean on for support because this is going to be a tough journey. Whatever money goal you are trying to set and attain, it's going to be a tough journey. And why be lonely? Like, it's really, really lonely already as it is because, taking control of your money is still not the norm. So it's already lonely. But so why purposely isolate yourself from other people? And research shows that we tend to perform better when someone's watching over us, like an accountability partner. And I've said before, like in my debt-free journey video, that the community I built on Instagram played a huge part in getting me to debt freedom. Like, they literally kept me lifted and they kept me fired up and they kept me going. So even if you don't have anyone close by, like I really did not have anyone in my state, trust me when I say there are plenty of people, there are plenty of internet strangers who are ready and willing to support you on your journey. Tip number 4 is a big one, and it is learn to walk with fear instead of running from it. And I'm about to put my preacher hat on for a second because I feel like if you can learn to walk with fear instead of running the other way, you can literally conquer any giant. I wholeheartedly believe that because fear, it keeps us paralyzed, right? It keeps us paralyzed and it's going to start to lie to you. It starts to lie to us to keep us in our comfort zones. And if you are in your comfort zone, you're not growing. You're stagnant. You're not progressing. And I feel like stagnancy is death in life. It's like the kiss of death. You have hit your head on the ceiling. You're like in this little tiny box and you refuse to allow yourself to grow because you don't want to feel the growing pains. And I want you to start viewing fear as feedback. Because breaking it down, that's all it is. If you follow it, it's going to lead you to what you truly desire. And an example of this, and one that I hear from single moms all the time, is the fear that they're not able to provide their children with the financial life that they want to provide them. If you run from that fear, you're probably going to start emotional spending, overcompensating, things like that. But if you follow that fear, you're probably going to discover that your true desire is to comfortably support your children financially. And so based on that fear, or based on that desire, what is it that you need to do? What do you need to do in order to avoid that fear becoming reality? And then you create a plan of action around that desire. And I also think many of us wrongfully assume that we are to go through life without fear, and we're really down on ourselves when we are fearful. And what's that saying that saying that we love throwing out? You are not given the spirit of fear. But let's be real here. Let's be real. When you are wrapped in flesh, you're going to have fear. You're going to have fear, and you're going to need fear. You cannot be driving down a road that's right by a cliff doing 90 miles per hour. That fear is going to make it to where you're very cautious and you're doing the speed limit because you don't want to drive off that cliff and die. That fear keeps you safe and it keeps you alive. But when it comes to you letting fear keep you from doing what it is that you know you need to be doing, or doing what it is that you truly desire, when you let fear keep you from stepping into the higher version of yourself, that is when it becomes a problem, because you're letting it fester in the spirit. You're letting fear dictate your actions. So whatever it is about your money goal that you fear, write it down. Mentally go through your worst fear happening and then reverse engineer it. What is that fear telling you? What feedback is it giving you? And then create solutions to the problems that you've probably created in your mind. And I want you guys to accept the fact that you cannot control everything. Surrender to that. But in order to walk forward with fear, be proactive by creating solutions to these quote unquote problems. And so whenever you're going forward and you're stepping into the unknown, you have the confidence in knowing that if these things happen, I can go into plan A, B, or C, because you've already mentally walked through those fears and you've allowed yourself time to create solutions to whatever problems that may be coming up. All right, guys, without making this super long, I truly hope these 4 tips to help you confidently go after your money goals was super helpful. Remember to not let fear keep you from doing what it is that you want to do. Have confidence in your ability to handle whatever it is comes your way, and I will catch you guys in the next video.